Joining me right now is the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Michael McCaul. Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks, Maria.
I want to get your take on the capability of these balloons. I know that you can't reveal everything that you've learned in your briefings, but what can you tell us about the potential dangers here?
These spy balloons have great capability to gather and collect intelligence. I would argue more so than even satellites, in the sense that they're flying at, say, 40 to 60,000 feet above the Earth. The imagery that they can capture and other intelligence data that I can't be specific about can be captured and then transmitted back to the mothership in Beijing. They have control over these balloons. You know, this was an act of espionage in plain sight, plain view of the American people. I know there have been reports of prior ones, but none quite like this. And the reason why this one is so damaging is I do a damage assessment about what really happened that day. This balloon went over 3 of our most sensitive nuclear sites, one being in Montana that runs the triad, that's air, land, and sea nuclear strikes and counterstrikes. It went over our strategic command in Omaha, Nebraska, where our biggest stockpile of nuclear weapons exists. It's so sensitive that after 9/11, President Bush was actually escorted from the White House to this strategic command position. And then finally, in Missouri, the B-2 bomber site, this was not by action, it was by design. I think the Chinese Communist Party had this air flight pattern already set forth prior to its flight. Of course, we're getting a fire alarm now in the building, Maria. It must be the Chinese Communist Party trying to disrupt the show.
Wow, you're getting fired. This is unbelievable. Look, is this the preamble to the CCP going into Taiwan? What are you expecting in terms of a potential invasion there? And how will the U.S. also be affected, in your view?
You know, my job is to analyze and report message. I think the motivation intent's clear here. They want to get imagery, get intelligence on our military capability, particularly nuclear. And they're building quite a nuclear stockpile themselves. Why do they want to do this? Well, they're preparing, if they don't win the elections in Taiwan next January, they are preparing for a military conflict. And they're trying to collect information about our military capabilities in the United States in preparation for that conflict. There's no question about it in my mind. And that's why that balloon was so dangerous. And it was so dangerous for the president to allow it to go forward. Once it entered U.S. airspace around Alaska, it should have been immediately shot down. It was not. And now the damage is severe in terms of compromising national security. He can't secure our borders, but now he can't secure our airspace over the United States of America.